Thank you very much, everyone who joined the webinar. We hope it will be productive and, so please put your question as well in the Q&A session and chat as well. So today I'm as representative of Green Bioeconomy Center BioHUB. I'm research officer in Algal Biotech in Swansea University. And today I want to introduce you how, so far we develop our activities in Algal Biotech, in BioHUB, but also, so what could be as a flavor for you to potentially engage with us and work with us as well. Okay, so would like to start with our introducing you fantastic facilities of Swansea University. We get different facilities, outdoor in a heated greenhouse or indoor as well, with different setups and cultivation volume for microalgal cultivation. Our main focus is for the mass scale and production of the biomass, and study how culture could be growing in large scale, because it's slightly quite different from laboratory condition. So we get our small culture collection mainly come from CCAP collection from SAMS, but other isolate. Then we maintain a liquid culture for monthly maintenance. We do it because we would like to scale up this species quite quickly and be available for industrial or any other research for this as well. So we got like a small scale setup and then medium scale setup from 20 liters and 80 liters. And then we got different tubular photobioreactor is mainly FICA flow system from Varicon. We also got in-house build reactor of 2000 liters provided by engineering department. And we got also 4,000 liters vertical PBR, what was located in industrial place and now is relocated to Swansea University. We got also FICO ponds, is raceway with 1,000 liter capacity. And this is in Swansea University. We also have satellite pilot facilities located at the brewery location. And this is main for the cultivation. We also got some downstream processing for algal biomass processing. So the main step for us is microfiltration and any other filtration, ultrafiltration, and because we believe then concentrated culture, so is one of the first step of the dewatering process, and then we use continuous flow centrifuge or centrifuge, so we got also industrial freeze dryer, spray dryer, and high pressure homogenizer and a bead mill as well available for the biomass processing. A part of it, of course, so this is not presented on the slide, but we got laboratory facilities where we're looking after our culture, measuring biotic and abiotic parameters such as cell concentration, dry weight, and also nutrient uptake by algal culture, and of course microscopic monitoring of contaminants and contamination and so integrity of cultural cells in photobioreactor as well. We also develop some probes right now, so I'll talk a bit more about this later, is in a collaboration with the industry, and we would like to develop this further because to make it automated and more feasible process of cultivation on mass scale. So, usually, so we work in this different industry previously as well, and we would like to test a different condition on a small scale. Then we scale it up for medium scale and in laboratory facilities, and then test it in something. For example, was testing of anaerobic digestion, digestate using as a feed nutrients for culture in photobioreactors in university facilities, and then this reactor was placed in one of the project was called Algae in Langage in aerobic digestion plant, and then it was function like this. So the same approach we're now doing for Green Biotechnology Center BioHUB, and I will show you in a minute for one of this project. But in co-reaction of circular bioeconomy and algal cultivation is the fantastic opportunity for algae to do autotrophic growth using sunlight, CO2 in water. They produce algal biomass. And algae is really diversify and highly adaptable organisms. They can grow on different water sources from fresh water, brackish water, seawater, and recycling water as well. They can use CO2 from the waste stream and flue gas. We use also waste stream for nutrients as nitrogen and phosphorus from agriculture, from anaerobic digestion industry, from any other food and drink industry as well. And then for the light, the system designed to use natural light as a solar irradiation, but also now with development of LED light or alternative light as well, and different adaptation of cultures could be also diversified and adapted. And then when we got the biomass, whole process of even like recirculate nutrients and so on, and then we use biomass. Biomass could be used on extraction of oil, protein, and pigments. It also provides carbon storage and oxygen production, what could be used for air quality improvement. But in whole approach of a one-step ecosystem, we would like to focus on remediation, so cleaning and ecological aspects, and reuse waste materials to giving them new process to go through the algal culture and produce valuable biomass. Is also like growing infrastructure, growth and processing infrastructure with the equipment development and material supply, and also focusing on products when we can use raw biomass, or it could be refined with extraction of high value compounds and so on. So as Dan explained, we already started to work even before BioHUB kind of was in our activities, so we already work with several companies, and this is give us confidence, so when BioHUB will be developed, so we can increase our capacity, and already based on previous experience, we can focus on developing more relationship with industry and strengthening academia business interaction. And the main thing for us was bioremediation. We work with so many different farms and bigger industry with industrial waste processing and so on, not only for the liquid, but also for the flue gas, for example. We also develop algal cultivation and bioprocess with CO2 utilization, waste remediation, and different way of algal biomass production. And the products application is also focusing on high-value products as pigments and fatty acid, and the green chemicals coming as the biostimulants and biofertilizer, but also like feed industry and food industry with alternative protein production and other bioactive. And obviously, it's providing huge impact for the low carbon and carbon storage and circular economy, so new green market development, jobs, and net zero agenda as well. And one of the example for us to work with a local brewery, what is called Bluestone Brewery, and in this particular project under BioHUB umbrella, we use CO2 after fermentation of beer to grow algae. So we got small pilot installed outside of brewery, and so where we place 1,000 raceway and one tubular photobioreactor, we use CO2 coming out of fermentation and producing two different species of algae. And these results published in a paper, so more details could be found in this open access publication. But the main achievement for this, we grow two different species of freshwater, spirulina and Senedesmus. We use to demonstrate quite good amount of CO2 removal on the extrapolation of the days cultivation, because we're using these facilities only on spring and summer and autumn times. Or winter, we don't have heated facilities, and it's quite cold and light is not accessible. But in case of spirulina, what is good, we got phycocyanin production, what is considered as high value products. And this is helping economics as well for the investment and return on investment and benefits coming after cultivation. And this example provides some good demonstration of the activities and learning knowledge in Swansea University facilities, but also, so getting on industrial location and providing service for company and diversify their activities and providing the new revenue for the biomass production of microalgae on their side. And then idea is also to use this extract of phycocyanin to produce blue beer, or green beer, so we got some attempts. So the brewery specialist saying is a good potential and is getting different taste of the beer, but we need more research and more help on these activities. But then, so as demonstrating this fantastic example of CO2 remediation by algae using CO2 after fermentation process was attract another brewery, what is called Gao Brewery. They would like to install similar facility on their site, but also Aber Instrument, one of the company located on Aberystwyth, also provides some algal monitoring equipment, so and we use it on remote pilots to check how algal cultivation is progressing. And also we use data on CO2 efficiency to provide and influence net zero program. And so we're looking for the new grants and opportunity under Welsh government umbrella, for example, smart fees and so on. Another example, and like to summarize this, so to basically, so now we're also looking not using only CO2, but also wastewater, spent grain as well for the algal cultivation process. But this also provide some research and development activities and training, and the use of the algal biomass could be diversified. And we focusing now to not only to use for the, for example, blue beer, but also focusing on cosmetics, pharma, and aquaculture feeding, and using as a farm green chemicals for the fertilizer and biostimulant. And so the next step, we got a small grant, but so we want to work with a company what's called Algae Product International. They're producing already blue nutritious drink, so as a food supplement. But we would like to work with this company to increase the production of icosahexaene with specific LED pigment enhancement setup, and using the algal culture monitoring and changing abiotic parameters to get more of this pigment, so to increase profitability of these products for the Algal Product International company. Another example, we start to work with HIGO and also in collaboration with Nelly, Crop IQ and Bluestone Brewery, just to focus in on green chemical for the agriculture. We know a microalgal raw biomass or extract or different formulation could increase and improve soil health, and also could be used as a biofertilizer, but even further for the biostimulant activities, biocontrol agent, and even biopesticides. So all of this research started and developed, but we're applying for new fundings and just focusing on diversify these activities and get more robust data and knowledge in this field. And then recently with colleagues from medical school and also with international collaboration with KAUST, we and Aberystwyth University, we developed paper, review paper focusing on algal extract and compounds from microalgae and macroalgae for the health application, and is published recently, a couple of days ago. So it's also get open access, and I invite you to check this paper. And then, so we cannot do all of these activities by ourselves. We really focusing on developing and maintain existing collaboration for innovation. At the moment, we good collaboration with KAUST, with University of Almeria in Spain, and University of Western Brittany and in Morocco as well, University Hassan II. But we just really would like to open even more to other collaboration. And main focus of our R&D activities is CO2 capture and waste valorization by microalgae, but also algal cultivation and scale up. So we get quite unique setups of different cultivation facilities for demonstrating how different algal strains could be adapted and getting knowledge and produce algal biomass, because not all of the species could be grown in large scale. And we really focusing as well on bioproducts and downstream processing and sustainability in circular economy, with strong academia business interaction and valid impact for the society nationally and internationally. So by this, I would like to thank you for your attention. So you could be in contact with me and through BioHUB as well, and then I will be happy to answer questions probably by the end of the session. Is it done?